In this video, I'm gonna tell you everything that you need to know about the Navy Federal Auto Loan. We will go over the entire process, what they look for during underwriting, strategies to help with your approval, and other ways to get the most out of your auto loan. What's up, winners? My name is Nam. If you're new here, welcome. Here we talk all things personal finance and credit. Start out by subscribing so you don't miss out on any future videos. I actually went through this whole process recently, and this by far is the easiest loan I had ever got approved for. So I'm gonna give you a quick rundown of everything that you need to know about this program. First off, if you're not familiar with Navy Federal, it is a credit union that specializes in banking for active military, veterans, and their families. The most basic and general way to get into this credit union is that you're gonna need to have some sort of military affiliation. Either you are in the military yourself or have family members that are affiliated. Additionally, people who are DoD civilians can join as well. Even if your affiliations are not already members with Navy Fed, there's also word on the street that people are still able to join without providing proof of the military affiliation. So your mileage may vary with this one. Another way to get into Navy Fed is that if you live with somebody who's already a member. So let's just say that you have a roommate who is a member. You can piggyback off of their membership as long as you can show that you live at the same address. So that's a quick summary of Navy Federal. Now, whenever you get pre-approved for an auto loan with Navy Fed, they will pull your credit report from TransUnion FICO 9. Even though this is labeled as a pre-approval, your credit score will still get pulled. Because a lot of the time, whenever you hear about a pre-approval, like for a credit card, it's only for a soft inquiry. But it's a little bit different since they have to underwrite you and look at a bunch of other different factors before that pre-approval. Now, with that being said, there are a few ways that you can look at your FICO 9 credit score directly through the Navy Federal app. Because once you log in and you look at your account at the very bottom, they do have a feature called My Credit Score Dashboard. This would just be a Vantage score rather than a FICO score. Now, to get your FICO 9, you would have to click on one of the credit cards that you have with Navy Federal. You would then want to press on Show More Details, and from there, they'll give you an option to view your free FICO score. Unfortunately, this is not a TransUnion score, but an Equifax credit score instead. But this will give you a better representation of what your TransUnion score would be like. Now, the only way you can get an exact number of what your score would be is by purchasing your credit score and reports from myfico.com. So based on working with many clients, you can get approved for an auto loan with a credit score around the mid 500s at the lowest. But it also depends on your relationship with Navy Federal. So the ideal situation for you is to be in the fair to good range, which is about 620 and above, because then anything above that is just a cherry on top to get a better rate. With FICO 9, pay collections will not count negatively against your score. So whether or not you have paid them prior to applying for this auto loan, it's really up to you. In most cases, if you were to work something out with the debt collection agency, a lot of them are willing to negotiate and remove them once you have paid. So another way to actually increase your FICO 9 score is by having a third-party company that reports your rental payments. For instance, companies like BoomPay will report your rental payments. They will actually backtrack previous month as well, so this can further improve your credit score. Moving on to another key about this loan is that once you apply, this will be based off stated income. This means is that they will go off the good faith of what you say you make and not require any extra documents like pay stubs, tax returns, or anything like that, but you should always be prepared if they do. Your approval is going to be based on your credit, your relationship with Navy Fed, and your income that you say that you make. This program is great for entrepreneurs out there who are looking to possibly start a car rental business such as Turo, but that's for a different video because that hustle has its own pros and cons, so you got to be aware of what you're doing so you don't lose money. That's the power of credit. You can leverage it to make more money off of it, but again, you have to know what you're doing. Another thing about this loan is that it is a secured loan. If you're not aware of what a secure loan is, this means is that your loan is secured by a collateral, meaning that in case if you don't pay, they could always repossess your car. Now, it is much easier to get a car loan than it would be a personal loan. Because with a personal loan, if you were to spend all of the money that they gave you, it would be nearly impossible to get that money back. With a car, it has a physical value. Now, let's talk about when is the best time to actually apply for this loan. As mentioned before, you want to make sure that your credit is in tip-top shape, meaning that you try to keep your credit utilization as low as possible prior to applying and try to limit any hard inquiries. Another key thing to keep in mind is that to apply earlier in the month, because that hard inquiry will also apply for any other product that you want to apply for through Navy Federal for that calendar month. For example, if you're applying for an auto loan on October 5th, this means that you will have until October 31st to use that same inquiry. Once November 1st rolls around, if you were to reapply for another loan or any other Navy Federal Credit Union product, this will give you another hard inquiry. It is also best to apply for an auto loan once you build some sort of relationship with Navy Fed, so it is best to wait 90 days or after being a member to apply. So some of the things that you can do is by having a savings account, as well as a flagship checkings account, having a direct deposit helps, and not having any negative balance within those 90 days. Now, I have also known people who recently became a member and got approved for an auto loan right away, but these individuals tend to have excellent credit and prior auto loan history. So if you're on the good to fair credit side, this is where you want to build a relationship with Navy Fed, so this can help build your internal score with them. If you want to learn more about how to get on the good side with Navy Fed and have a better internal score with them, make sure you check out this video up here after you watch this one. After talking to multiple Navy Federal customer service reps, I've received mixed messaging whether or not there is a max limit of an auto loan of that you can get. Some say that you can get up to $350K, some say $500K, and some said that there is no limit. So either the case, whether you're looking for an entry-level car or a high-end exotic car, depending on your credit profile, you should be able to get something that suits you. But as a disclaimer, this will not mean that you'll get offered a high amount right away. I was actually denied for an auto loan recently because I requested $200,000 because I was thinking about buying an exotic. I just wanted to test the waters to see how much I can actually get. I believe for the denial is that I had never had a car loan that high before. So if you've never had an auto loan before, then it is more common for you to get a loan anywhere between 25, possibly 40K right off the bat. But if you have built a credit profile plus having auto loans in the past, then it would be easier to get a 75K loan up to a 100K loan based on your stated income. But again, it is always best to actually request more than you actually need because most likely you will get a counter offer. Let's just say that you're looking for a car that's around $30,000. If you're planning to put no money down and looking to finance the taxes, dealer fees, and everything else that goes along with purchasing the car, then you may need something closer to $35,000 to $40,000. In this case, I would probably just request for a $50,000 loan. Because if they did not accept that offer, they would just counter, and from there, you can always call up the reconsideration line or underwriter to see if there's anything else that they can do. Now, some people say that you may get better chances if you were to apply via phone or in the branch, but based on my own personal experience, applying on the phone or just their online portal makes little difference because the information is still going to get sent to the underwriter, and then from there, they'll just have the final say whether or not you get approved. Now, let's talk about the loan rates and links that you can get. These numbers change all the time, so just make sure you double check with their website to see what's going on. If you guys are keeping up with the news, the feds are increasingly increasing interest rates, so interest rates are not as good as they were earlier this year or even last year. So depending on when you watch this video, just make sure that you double check their website. For newer vehicles, you will get the best rates, plus you can finance it up to 96 months. But for used models, it typically only lasts up to 72 months. Now, before we break down the application step by step, I want to cover something because it's very important no matter what type of auto loan that you are getting, because this is going to apply for most loans out there. These are the key factors that lenders are looking at before approving you for a loan. The first thing is debt to income ratio. Meaning that once they pull your credit, they're gonna be able to see how much debt that you currently have. This can be other loans such as mortgages, rent, pretty much anything that you have to pay on a regular basis compared to your gross monthly income. All gross income is the amount of money that you made before taxes. This is not your take-home pay. Now, this number will vary, but in general, you want to have at least your debt-to-income ratio less than 40%. Meaning that if you make $5,000 a month in gross income, they don't want you to have more than $2,000 worth of monthly debts. The next thing they care about is your stability. The first thing is your residency, meaning that how long have you lived at the place that you currently have. If you live there for 3 years or more, then you have a higher probability of getting approved. If you're moving from location to location every single year, then you will look more as unstable. To piggyback off that, your employment history is also important. They want to know how long have you had that job for. The longer that you have a job for, the more steadily your income is. Lenders will have better trust that they will get their money back. Also, if you're self-employed, you'll be seen as higher risk. Depending on how your business is formed and if you pay yourself a salary, you could always label yourself as employed if you get a W-2. But you gotta make sure that you pay yourself enough to actually show that you have a steady income. For instance, if you have a business that makes $500,000 every single year, but you only pay yourself $100,000 a year, the lender is going to see that you only make $100,000 a year. So if you are self-employed, it is best if you've been self-employed for at least 2 or 3 years to better your odds. Next is your loan history. Navy Fed will take a look at what other type of loans that you had before. This can be mortgages, other auto loans, student loans, or any type of installment loan where you had to make a repeated payment every single month. But auto loans are the ones that they care about the most. Now, if you only had auto loans of $20,000 to $30,000, it may be difficult for you to get an auto loan for $100,000 because you really have to level up. Meaning that if you had a loan of $30K, it is possible for your next loan to be $60K. Then from there, you can get maybe a $100K loan. Lenders are more conservative because they want to make sure that you're able to handle this amount of debt. This also comes hand in hand with your income. So if you only make $100K a year, it's going to be very unlikely for them to give you a loan of $100K unless you put some skin in the game, like a large down payment. Now with Navy Fed, it is not a requirement to put money down, but it does help to get approved for larger loans if your credit score is not too hot. So now that you know the key highlights with Navy Federal, what to do to get in, best times to apply, and what they're looking for, now let's actually break down the step-by-step process of how to apply for your Navy Federal auto loan. Now there are a couple of ways to apply. You can do it online, in branch, or through the phone. Whenever you do apply, just always think about the number that you want. Calculate the cost of the car, taxes, dealer fees, title and registration, pretty much anything that goes into the out the door price. Now, whenever you start the application, do not give them the VIN number to the vehicle that you are looking to buy. The reason being is that in case the vehicle gets sold before you actually get to buy it, then you would have to redo your application and it's just extra work on your end. So it is best to say that you do not have a vehicle in mind, but you want to just get pre-approved to buy a car from a dealership or a private seller. Now, once you move forward with the application, they will ask you who is applying for this loan. This can be just you, or you can have a co-signer, which I do not recommend unless it's like your spouse or someone who you can truly trust, because being a co-signer on a vehicle can be very risky. Because in the case if any payments get missed, you will get a ding on your credit report as well. Then from there, they'll ask you what is your loan amount, other basic contact information, your employment, and income info. As mentioned before, always leave a buffer of the maximum that you're willing to apply for because most likely they will counter. Now, from there, they will just tell you how much you get approved for in the terms of the loan. Another thing I like about Navy Federal is that once you get pre-approved, your rate is locked in for the next 90 days. This means that you have 90 days to find your next vehicle and not worry about the rate changing. So given the current economy, whether or not the Feds will raise rates, you're currently fine from the moment that you apply. Now, once you get approved for your loan, there are typically two options that you can take to receive your check. You can get this mailed to your address or go to your local branch and pick it up from there. Now, if you don't get approved right away, and which may happen, it can take up to 24 hours before you get a response. Usually there is a reason why you don't get an instant approval, whether it is your credit score, debt to income, or other factors that are preventing you from getting approved. Once you receive the paperwork, either through the mail or in person, there's going to be a stack of paperwork that you would have to sign, and it will have a step-by-step instructions on how to fill it out. The one thing that you got to make sure of, and I'm pretty sure if you decide to pick this up in branch, they will tell you, but you should be the only one who's filling out this check, and not the salesperson or the private party where you're getting this car from. It should only be you. The thing is that Navy Federal is one, if not the largest credit union out there in the United States, so dealerships do have experience handling this type of transaction. Plus, there are plenty of credit unions out there that do something similar, because they would have to contact the credit union themselves to verify that they did indeed pre-approve you for that loan. Whatever money is left over goes back to Navy Federal, and you don't have to worry about that. And once you sign all the documents and your check, the dealership should handle all of this for you. They're normally the ones that send out the title, cash the check, and take care of everything else like a normal transaction. Now, what's key is that within a week or two, you want to make sure that the dealership actually sends the title to Navy Fed. Typically, dealerships are the one who do this, but sometimes you as the individual may get the title, and it's up to you to send it to Navy Federal. Now, there is a specific hack which I do not condone. With that being said, if you were to get pre-approved for an auto loan and write the check to yourself or do not send a title within those 90 days, that loan will get converted to a personal loan. This will also change the rate as well, so you'll be paying much more than you were if you were to get an auto loan. This is not a hack that I would personally take because you can damage your relationship with Navy Fed, and once you mess up with Navy Federal, they're straight up savages and they don't want to do anything with you. Also, this is actually loan fraud, so you can actually get jail time or get sued. So as a recap, Navy Federal will pull from your TransUnion FICO 9. You want to have at least somewhat of a decent credit score, preferably 540 and above. If not, try to build a relationship with Navy Federal first. You can get an auto loan up to $100K on stated income, and it's just whatever you say it is. You can do this all through the phone or in person, and once you receive your check, you can just buy the vehicle outright. So in a nutshell, that's everything that you need to know about the Navy Federal auto loan. One thing I want to close on is that once you get approved for a certain amount of money, this does not necessarily mean that you should spend all of it. Additionally, whatever money that you're set on, make sure that you stand by that number. Because if the dealership knows that you're pre-approved for up to $50,000, they're gonna be trying their hardest to get as much money out of you. because they're guaranteed up to that amount. Now, since the car market has started to cool off a little bit, there is room for negotiation. All you gotta do is be patient. So if you guys like more videos like this or wanna learn more things about Navy Federal, come hang out with me some more at these videos over here.